Hello and welcome to Survey of Management. We have what we hope will be an interesting class and helping you develop your own style of management and understanding sort of the basics of management. Uh, right off the bottom, we want you to do well. At the bottom of this syllabus, what we're going to do with the class is we're going to introduce the class by just covering the syllabus. Difficult to make a syllabus exciting, but we will keep it as upbeat, as positive as we can. You will take 16 quizzes during the term, and at the bottom of the syllabus, it explains to you how to take a syllabus. We will take 4 tests during the term, and at the bottom of the syllabus, it explains how to take those 4 tests. We will be reading 7 articles this term as a minimum out of the Wall Street Journal. We want you to peruse the Wall Street Journal every day, but there's a place at the bottom where you can go and get a very, very inexpensive student rate for 3 or 4 months. We also want you to introduce yourself to the class. Obviously, we can't meet in person, but we can, through Flipgrid, meet each other online. Even in a highly digital world, soft skills and networking are huge. So let's meet each other. This is Survey of Management. I am Dr. Dana Clark. If you'd like to know more about me, you can go to my LinkedIn page. I'm a professor and a program director, and this is all of my contact information, how to call me, email me, what have you. All right, this is spring 2021. This is Survey of Management. If you need to talk to me, I'm around most afternoons. We will have a permanent Zoom page for the class set up so we can Zoom individually. We can talk on the phone, whatever we need to do. Just want you to know that we're here for you. Wall Street Journal, you will be assigned 7 articles, and once we get into the syllabus, you'll see the weeks. They're usually assigned on a Monday. They're due by 11:59 the following Friday. So you have about 5 days to read the article, and what you're supposed to do is provide 5 bullet points. Well, why bullet points? In the business world, we tend not to communicate in the written word. Yeah, we do these big reports, but mostly we communicate with each other with bullet points. A bullet point is no more than 10 words. So what I'm asking you to do is to read the articles and provide 5 bullet points on what you think the major points that were covered in an article. And we're trying to train you. I can't tell you the number of students over the years who have taken this class. Some of them have been upset with me over the bullet point thing. Then get out in the real world and are asked to write in bullet points. So they get back to me and they say, I didn't like it when you made me do it, but thank goodness you made me do it because now that's how I communicate all the time. So bullet points, no more than 8 to 10 words. Great if you can do a keyword that captures the whole thing at the beginning. How do you get a higher grade? Keywords. If you provide more than 5 bullet points or use more than 8 to 10 words, you're going to lose points. I'm really looking for 5 points, bullet points. And these are sort of the rules on where you go, how to do it. Again, at the end of the syllabus, it provides you where to go to get the student rate, but here it is right here. Students are always interested in how we come up with grades. All right, so here's the grade evaluation. In putting this in the syllabus, and this is my sort of covenant with you, there will be 4 tests, and that's 50% of the grade. We warn you that when you sit down and you hit that thing to take the test, you can't go away. You have to take the test right then. If you turn it off and come back again, it's not going to let you in. So you get one shot with this thing. And I think it's timed out at 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is the length of the class. So you basically have 1 hour and 15 minutes and one shot to take the test. So be ready to take it when you take it. Same thing with the quizzes. Once you sit down and you hit that thing, you have one access to it. I think we've set the time limit on that to 10 minutes, but there's no more than about 5 questions in there. So you have 2 minutes a question, which is usually more than enough time. There will be 7 assigned articles that we're going to ask you to read and look over. I really like to see some good thought on those. Assigned means you have to provide bullet points. You'll also see some suggested articles in there. And then we ask that you go in and look at what other students have written and comment on what they've said. And we say that reasonable people may disagree. What we mean by that is you see something that somebody else wrote and you disagree with it, that's fine. Disagree with what their stance on it, but don't get personal in your disagreement, right? There will be one interview, and I've gone back and forth. I've got 2 great interviews set up, and I can only do one of them, all right? But that interview, you'll be asked to provide 5 bullet points, and that will count as an 8th write-up, all right? In terms of grading numbers at the end, and as you learn system, you'll be able to see all of your grades all the way through the semester, how it, totals and all that sort of thing. The system adds it all up, but in terms of a grade, this is what we're looking for. In terms of course objectives in a survey of management class, to familiarize students with the 4 functions of management, this entire class is built around 4 functions, all right? Planning. All right, before you can do anything, you have to have a plan. Before you can have any kind of organization, you have to have goals and objectives and something that you're trying to accomplish. So, planning, organizing. All right, we've come up with a plan. Now we have to organize and configure our organization to go achieve the plan. All right, so plan and then you organize. That is, that function should follow strategy. All right. Influencing, all right, we can now we have to hire the right people. There's a book out now that says that basically organizations are a bus, so we have to get the right people on the bus, and we have to get the right people in the right seats on the bus, and we have to get people motivated. And so we plan, organize, and we get the people in there, and all right, here's what we're going to do. If you're a football team, our plan is to win football games. How do we organize it? We have an offense and a defense, and we have a defensive line and an offensive line and what have you. Then we have to go get the right players, and we have to get everybody motivated and headed in the same direction. Controlling that last part, we have to say, well, all right, we had a plan, and we organized and we influenced. Did we achieve our plan? And if we didn't achieve our plan, what was the problem? Or did we do an 80% good job? How do we get it to 100%? Nothing, almost nothing, ends up the way that you think it's going to in that planning stage. So we're going to have to go back and tinker with the plan or the organization or the people or something to better achieve the goal. Course objective to help the managers of tomorrow to begin thinking through their own management style. Think about football coaches. They're yellers and screamers, and there's quiet cerebral coaches and every sort of personality you can think of. And you see success with each one of those types, all right? Each one of them has an individual style. Everybody has a style of management. You are in college. You're one of that 30-40% that is going to be leading this country. Why the state of North Carolina? Why do they have a university? Because we need that next generation of leaders to go out there and lead. You're going to have a management style. You need to begin thinking that through. Some of you may have already worked. Some of you may already be supervisors of management. You've already begun to develop your own style. But what works for you? We are going to present theory in the book. The book is about the theory of management. It's taken thousands of years to come up with this, and it's all condensed in a textbook. This is kind of the state of where we are, all right? But it's a little meaningless if we can't actually put it out into practice. That's what some of the articles in the Wall Street Journal will be about, okay? This paragraph is what we officially put in the book. The reading materials are officially put in at about the class itself. The required reading materials are the Certo and Certo 15th edition and the Wall Street Journal. Let me hit on the Wall Street Journal. Once you pull it up, if you look over to the right side and scroll down, you'll see the most read articles. Usually it's the 5 most read articles. I can't urge you enough for the rest of your life to read the 5 most read articles in the Wall Street Journal every day, because that is what America is talking about. You're going to have to go out and go to cocktail parties and dinners and interact with people and get into conversations. Some of you are natural extroverts, but many of you aren't. How are you going to get in the conversation? Well, number one, by knowing what they're talking about. Well, what are people talking about? Quite often, it will be covered in one of those articles in the Wall Street Journal, and you'll be conversant enough to get into the conversation. The other way that you might think about using it is, all right, we're out here, I'm in a social setting, I don't really know anybody. How do you get this conversation started? If you have pre-thought some things. All right, did you see what's good? Did you see that article in the Wall Street Journal about Bing, right? And now you've got that conversation launched. Let me say one more thing. What we manage today is change. Look at everything that's going on out there. How do you see those things coming, that change coming? A great way to do that is to read a great deal, and to read those 5 pertinent articles over there quite often are, holy cow, what's going on? Have I hit that hard enough? You need to make sure that you're officially registered for the class. 2 or 3 paragraphs here of information the university requires us to put in, so if you'd like to take a look at that. This is the class itself, right off, starting Wednesday, January the 20th. Again, we ask you and we give you a due date, the Flipgrid. And when you go into Flipgrid, go meet some other students. Go in and comment a little bit about what they've done. Interact a little bit. I know it's not like being in a classroom, but let's do the best we can with it. Then basically, as you go down through this syllabus, what you're going to see is that about every 4 chapters, there's a test, all right? We have due dates. For instance, on Wednesday, February the 10th, all the quizzes for the first 4 assigned chapters have to be done by that date, all right? And test 1 has to be done by Monday, February the 15th. I've asked that this system be set up that you can work as far in advance as you want to work on everything except the Wall Street Journal article. So if you want to go ahead and knock out quizzes and tests and what have you well in advance of the due dates, you're free to do that, and urge you to do that. What I would say is, however, you just can't get behind. You have to have things done by these due dates. There are due dates in the real world, due dates in the class, so let's make that work. So you can see about 4 quizzes, then a test, 4 quizzes, then a test, just about all the way through. And you see that periodically we assign Wall Street Journal articles. All right. Hope that this makes sense. Then the bottom of the syllabus is just exactly what we said. Here's where you go. Get ready to take a quiz. How do you do that? Get ready to take a test. How do you do that? Where do you go to sign up for the Wall Street Journal? How do you do the Flipgrid assignment? All of it is in here. So urge you to get rolling with this. How can I help you? How can we make this class a pleasant experience for you? That's why we're here. Look forward to working with you. If you have questions, and every semester I have students who have questions. Something doesn't make sense, if something seems a little vague, if you go through, there's some points you don't understand, don't suffer in silence. Just let me know, okay? Look forward to working with you, okay?